So I wanted to take a few minutes with this video to go over two very interesting PlayStation 5 stories. And before that, if you guys could hit the like button for me, it really helps up with the video more than you know. I really appreciate it. Now, the two topics we're going to discuss in this video includes this big article coming out of Forbes that pretty much puts Microsoft on blast. And I think they need to hear this because I have the Series X as well, and it's been an okay experience so far. Nothing really exciting in comparison to the PlayStation 5, of course. And the second story is focused on PlayStation 5 restock information happening this week, and interestingly today, and we'll dive into that as well. First, let me know if you bought an Xbox Series X or not. As you guys know, I have one. I unboxed it over on Twitter and have played with it a decent amount, but nowhere near as much as my PlayStation 5, which I churn on every day. So comment below, have you bought an Xbox Series X or not? Let me know down in the comments below. Now, diving into the first story of the video, PS5 restock information. I just want to get this out of the way first. So, PlayStation 5 restocks have been a big subject for many gamers out there, of course, but honestly, in Canada, we haven't gotten a restock as far as I've heard since the launch of the PlayStation 5 2 weeks or so ago. I have a few friends who have been trying to get a PlayStation 5, and all the restocks we've been able to see have been for the United States, the US. The latest on that officially from Sony is that more PlayStation 5 restocks will be coming before the end of the year and before Christmas. From what I've seen so far in the US, the restocks have been random, which is a benefit to people. This makes it harder for scalpers, I would assume, in comparison to a timed restock that's public and everyone is preparing for it. In terms of this week, and surprisingly today, there's some information to discuss there as well, but in terms of this week's information, this is coming from Walmart Canada, who basically confirmed restocks of the PlayStation 5 will be going live this Thursday at 11 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. Website T3 also seemingly reports that this Thursday's PlayStation 5 restocks will also happen in the US for Walmart, but I'm not 100% sure about that myself. I would try this Thursday either way, but honestly, US has been getting restocked left and right from what I've seen so far. Now, the interesting story about today is that one of my friends who's been trying to get a PlayStation 5 managed to snag one today from Shoppers Drug Mart, a Canadian retailer, by walking into the store and basically battling one of the employees who asked him how he knew about their PlayStation 5 restocks. And when I heard about that, it very much annoyed me. Why would this employee ask, "Where did you hear about this?" instead of, "Hey, here's the PlayStation 5, give me the money"? That's the simple conversation they should have had. This person was clearly trying to hoard those PlayStation 5s, but the interesting thing here is my friend just getting lucky. Now, I'm not advising people to start rushing to their local retailers, but something is clearly going on this week in terms of PlayStation 5 stocks. But let me know if you've gotten lucky with PlayStation 5 restocks or not. I know there's a lot of people still trying. Let me know if you managed to get lucky in recent memory since launch. Let me know down in the comments below. Now, diving into the second story of the video, Forbes calls Xbox Series X the biggest gaming disappointment of 2020. That's a big statement right there. I'm going to go through this article and read some parts and summarize others because it's similar to my experience with the console so far. So let's dive into it right away. Let's read the first part here together. The Series X is the first major console release that feels like a small step for gaming rather than a giant leap. Sure, loading times are lightning quick, frame rates are largely superb, dynamic lighting is on a whole new level, but has it delivered anything close to the awesome experience I built up in my head? Nah, it just feels like a better Xbox One X. Thanks to Microsoft's platform-wide OS, a lack of optimized games, as well as the comparatively decent technical performance of the One X that came before it, there's nothing particularly stunning about the Series X in 2020, save for its monolithic design. It doesn't feel exciting anything, just an inevitable upgrade for gamers like me who've bought into the Microsoft gaming ecosystem. So this isn't a new opinion. Many people have stated this so far in terms of the Series X. It feels like a better Xbox One, and that's kind of been my experience with the console so far. I don't have any new real exclusives to play on the platform. I don't have an amazing controller to make third-party and first-party games, of course, more immersive than they were before. The UI is the same, which could be good for those who already have gotten used to it, but again, it's not exciting. It's kind of not exciting. To continue, it shouldn't be a surprise. This is the norm now. I'd be willing to wager that plenty of PlayStation 5 owners are having the same feelings about their new consoles, even if it's the earliest days. So to this, my honest answer is no. Use a DualSense controller and that'll change your mind. Play those big PlayStation exclusive games on PlayStation 5 and that'll change your mind. Use the new UI capabilities like sharing screens, activities, etc., and that'll change your mind. Sony has taken pretty substantial steps with the PlayStation 5. He continues to talk about his past experiences with console launches and how there isn't that same level of a jump between generations with his Xbox Series X experience so far. I personally also understand this. Think about how big of a jump it was from PlayStation 1 to PlayStation 2, from GTA 2 on PlayStation 1 to GTA 3 on PlayStation 2. You went from an over-the-top open world game to a fully 3D rendered open world game. That's a huge jump, so I get what he's saying here. Let's move on to the next part of the article. Now, the veil has been lifted. Other gripes of the console are emerging, specifically with other highly publicized enhancements. For one, quick resume, which allows for the suspension of up to 3 games, is currently more of a hindrance than a help. When it works, it's absolutely fantastic, but it regularly doesn't. The biggest victims are those games that rely on constant internet connection because quick resume almost always disconnects them from servers, never to reconnect. So I've had a similar experience to this, but not as bad. Quick resume does fail and I don't trust it for the time being, but there were times where it was nice to just boot up my console and have multiple games ready to go from where I left them. But yes, quick resume does need an update. It needs a fix, but I feel like this can be rectified. To continue, he essentially pokes at the Xbox Series X controller next and how the battery cover change forces you to buy a new rechargeable battery pack as opposed to being able to use your old ones that you've had before, which is kind of sleazy in my opinion if that's the case. I don't have an old rechargeable case, so I don't know 100%. So in terms of the batteries, this is simple. Why are we still using batteries in 2020? Please, Microsoft, release a console controller with its own rechargeable battery. This isn't even an argument here. After that, he then goes on basically pointing out that Microsoft and Sony are going in opposite ends. Sony is launching big exclusives and has more to come in the next year, while Xbox is seemingly more excited by things like EA Access coming to Game Pass. He also points out that big games like Fable don't have any release dates, so we have no clue when they're coming. He states that he'll be getting the PlayStation 5 as soon as stocks return. So I have no thoughts on this. This is just factual information. And in terms of him getting the PlayStation 5, how can anyone blame him with all the games set to come next year? It looks like next year is empty for Xbox, but PlayStation seemingly is very packed. I'm going to end off this read with his last statement on the article. He states, after years of dominance in my own gaming life, one thing that's possible, the Series X may not be my number one console come this time in 2021. So, ouch on that statement. I say this genuinely. I really do hope Xbox picks things back up and the competition that we thought was going to be there earlier this year picks back up in 2021. It's better for the industry. It's better for us as consumers. But you guys let me know if you think Microsoft is going to deliver a better 2021 for the Xbox Series X/S. Let me know down in the comments below. And if you guys did enjoy this video, please hit that like button as it always helps, and subscribe if you're new. I got new videos every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, and now I'll check you guys out on the next one. And welcome back to the after show. This is the part of the video where we have a little fun down in the comments below. If you're old, welcome back. If you're new, welcome. For today's thing, what I want you guys to do is to body, obliterate, destroy, and overall harass the comment section with the power of exclusive games. I think that's pretty self-explanatory, so if you agree, destroy the comment section with the power of exclusive games, and I'll definitely heart those comments like I always do because I appreciate everybody who stays to the end of my videos. And now, I'll check you guys out on the next one.